यशो देहि यशो देहि। ओम दुर्गाय नमः। ओम दुर्गाय नमः। ओम दुर्गाय नमः। निरंकार है ज्योति तुम्हारी। 40 verses of देवी चालीसा। निरंकार है ज्योति तुम्हारे, तिहु लोक फैले उजियारे। नमो नमो दुर्गे सुखकरणी, नमो नमो अम्बे दुःखहरणी। As you look at the beautiful form of Devi Maya made out of the earth, for these beautiful days and nights we'll glorify her. We'll pay our respects and our adorations to her. And while we glorify her tonight with 40 verses of Sri Durga Chalisa, we sing all together. Namo Namo Durge Sukhakarani, Namo Namo Ambe Dukharani, Namo Namo Durge Sukhakarani, Namo Namo Ambe Dukharani. Nirankara hai jyoti tumhare, तिहु लोक फैले उजियारे। शशिलालाट मुख महाविशाला, नेत्रलाल भृकुटि विकराला। रूप माटुका अधिक सुहावै, दर्श करत जन अति सुख पावै। तुम संसार शक्ति लय कीन्हा, पालन हेतु अन्न धन दीन्हा। अन्नपूर्णा होई जगपाला, तुमहि आदि सुंदरी बाला। प्रलय का सब नाशनहारे, तुम गौरी शिव शंकर प्यारे। शिव योगी तुम हरि गुण गावे, ब्रह्मा विष्णु तुम ही नित्य गावे। नमो नमो दुर्गे सुखकरणी, नमो नमो अम्बे दुःखहरणी। नमो नमो दुर्गे सुखकरणी, नमो नमो अम्बे दुःखहरणी। Everybody बोलो जय अम्बे। रूप सरस्वती काटुम धारा, ये सुबुद्धि ऋषि मुनि न उबारा। धर्यूप नरसिंह को अम्बा, प्रगति भाई पाड़ के कंबा। रक्षा कर प्रहलाद बचायो, हिरण्यक्ष को स्वर्ग पठायो। लक्ष्मी रूप धरी जग माही, श्री नारायण अंग समाये। क्षीर सिंधु में करता न सहित तुमत नहीं संसारा बधि गर्भ संतन पर जब जब बाई सहाय माति तुमत नमो दुर्गे सुख करणी नमो नमो अम्बे दुर्गाणी नमो नमो दुर्गे सुख करणी नमो नमो अम्बे दुर्गाणी जय अम्बे अभापुर अति भाषा बलोका तब महिमा सब कह यशोका भाव में है ज्योति तुम्हारी तुम्हें सदा पूजा पूजय नर नारी प्रेम भक्ति से जो जश गावे दुख दरिद्र निकट नहीं आवे गावे तुम्हें जो मन लाई जन्म मरण ते सो चुक जाई योगी सुर मुनि कहत पुकारे योग न होई बिन शक्ति तुम्हारी शंकराचार्य जतप कीनो काम क्रोध जीति सब लीनो श्री ध्यान डरो तर संग को काहू काल निष्ठि सुमि तुम को शक्ति रूप को मरमण पायो शक्ति गए तब मन माँ दुर्गा जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा नारायणी ओम 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 जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा जय जगदम्बे जय हो Everybody बोलो अरे बोले जय जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे ओ जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा 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 ओम नारायणी ओम नारायणी ओम नारायणी ओम नारायणी ओम जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा जय जगदम्बे only everybody loudly गजानन स्वामी की बोलिए सबको जय जगदम्बे नामान I show you could better than that all together with love जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा श्री गजानन स्वामी की On this auspicious night, as we dive into the golden pages of Devi Bhagavatam, we speak about that wonderful message taken from Devi Bhagavatam, chapter 7, but at the same time connected to Ramcharitamanas, where one of the members of the lineage of Raja Dashrath, one of the members of the lineage of Bhagwan Sri Ramachandra by the name of Raja Harishchandra, it is said he lived on the earth as a king that would make everybody happy. Anybody who would have gone to him, they would have gotten anything that they want. As soon as you would have gone as a person to receive or to ask for anything as a king, being able financially, physically to do everything and anything, he would have given his last and given everything for his people. He was a true king. His name became famous for the good deeds that he did. He was popular around the world, around Bharatdesh, India, around Ayodhya, for a king who delivered for his people. He was popular because of the good deeds that he did for the world and for the people who came to him. Popularity doesn't come because of something you acquire. or you have. It is something that comes from within you, from your birth, from your character, from your personality, and from who you are as a person. It is said, name and fame comes to the people in the world who work for it. You can only gain, like many people say, the older folks would have said, in order to gain anything, you work hard for it. When you work hard, you achieve anything in the world. As a king, one day, he decided to go into the forest. And in the forest, he heard someone crying. He decided to follow the sound of the cry. And when he walked deeper into the forested path, as he had gone for hunting, he then came across a point where he saw a woman. She sat down by herself and she was crying loud, out aloud. In the midst of the forest, there was nobody to hear her. But he was hunting that day, so he happened to stumble upon her. When he saw her, he took pity on her. And he walked up to her and he says, Hare, Devi, you're here, in the forest by yourself. Nobody's here with you and you're crying. What is wrong? Tell me whatever your burdens are as a king, a famous king, a popular king, one who never turns away from a situation. I am here and I will tell you something. If you're from my village, I give you my word that nobody will be able to harm you. Nobody will be able to hurt you. Nobody from this point can ever make you cry. So tell me now, what is your problem? What is disturbing your mind? Have you ever gone to a mandir? Have you ever come to Yajna? Have you ever waken up one morning and you get up and you walk out in the hall and you see everybody sitting? But you look at one member of your family or somebody and everybody's mind is gloomy. Something is happening in people's life. Somebody is depressed about something. Life probably isn't going good for somebody people. And when you look at them alone, you see that shady aura, that shady energy. Sometimes you walk in the Yajna, when you walk in, everybody, some people nice and smiling and you say, hey, yeah boy, nice to see you. And sometimes you look at some people and their face have no emotion. I'm watching you and I'm seeing some of that right now. And there's no emotions. While there are no emotions, everybody, sometimes people have too many things in their mind. Too many things to do, too many things to perform. Too many things are happening and you don't know how to settle your thoughts and grasp one at a time. So the mind is just everywhere, scattered all over. Well, today, while this Devi sits there, she's crying. And the king decides to speak to her and he says, tell me, what is your problem? You know what is really nice? When last in your home did you sit down as a family to talk and say, hey, listen, what is your problem? That's a nice thing to do, right? Some people might like it, some people would not like it. Some people want to run from that because you know what? The trouble coming out. When was the last time in your home did you sit down as a family? When I was a child, I remember we grew up and you're sitting around the table and you can't wait to tell your brother, hey, in school, yeah, what, this is what happened in school. You can't wait to tell your mother, your father, this happened in school and I did this and my teacher tell me this and everything you want to tell everybody. As a big person, when last did you sit down in your home and your child spoke to you, or you spoke to your wife, or your wife spoke to the husband and they had a conversation? So here's what, I'm having a problem. I noticed something. Every day you're doing something. We want to have a change. I'm not happy with certain things. Can we work around it? Maybe if it's an attitude or maybe it's part of you that I can't change, can we do something to work around it? When last did you sit down to sit and speak? Communication is the key to everything. Communication is the key to every single thing in the world. For a business, for a job, for a mandir to run, for an institution, for an organization, for a marriage, communication is the key. It is not about everybody saying, well, I know, and I don't need to ask you. I know, so you don't need to say anything after that. It is not about shutting down somebody. But sometimes it is good to sit down and ask one another. In your home, in your circle, hey, how are you doing? Is something wrong in the house? I just want to find out. Just in case, we are quick to point fingers at people. You're wrong, you did this, you did that, I don't like you for this. It's easy to point. But it's very beautiful and powerful of a person to stand up and say in a home, hey, you know what? I realize sometimes when I walk in, I'll have a problem. Tell me what's wrong. Maybe I could fix it. Like, we say the truth will what? The truth will what? Right trouble there, boy. The truth offends. The truth destroys many things. But the truth prevails. Remember, when you're a godly person, you stick to truth. When you're a godly person, you must have nothing that is to throw out into the world. Remember that beautiful song? Maili chadar aur ke kaise dwara. Well, Jai Bhagavan. He Pavana परमेश्वर मेरी मन ही मन शर्मा हो मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे मैली चादर. What does it say? The chadar is what? A shawl. What is the shawl? The body, your consciousness. You are the shawl. Everything that we are, everything that we have, it is that shawl that God has given to us. We come in the world and the Lord says, I give you this body, make best of it. The Lord says, I give you the body not to fight, not to have problems, not to have situations, not to come back and say, no, I want to go back again because I forget to do this and I had a problem with here. I just want to tell him sorry. When you die and the God of death takes you out of the world, do you have any choice after that? Nothing. When you die and the God of death holds you and you say, oh no, I just wanted to tell mommy sorry before I come. No, you had your chance. Every one of us, we have our chance. Every one of us, a day comes where we are given an opportunity. Remember these words tonight. Every single day is another chance to, the rest is yours. To do what? Every single day is another chance to, and you take the rest from there. Every new day is another chance to change. Every new day is another chance to make better of your life. Every new day is another day to pick up your slack and to become a better person. Every new day is a day to turn to the people who you've disrespected and say, I'm sorry. Every new day is a day to turn to the ones who you may think that you've hurt in some way or the other and to change your life. What is Nauraatri about? Devi teaches children. When we were small, when mommy speak, you have to listen. If you don't listen, you go, feel. Devi teaches everybody. And understand in Nauraatri period, it is about learning. It is about giving up ego. It is about giving up certain things of yourself that you're not happy with. Certain traits, certain personalities of who you are, because you need to make life a better one. When you die, that's it. One life to live, no? Listen. The body is the shawl. The mind is the shawl. The consciousness is the shawl. The Lord says, I've sent you with a clean one. Why don't you come back with the clean one? मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आओ द्वार तुम्हारे आओ हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरी मन ही मन शर्मा हो मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे क्या बात everybody बोलो जय अम्बे. Tonight, when you sit here, I want you to think for your own self. Everybody I see here tonight, I know you personally. And you know me. Tonight, forget the whole world. We are one family here tonight. Everybody here live like family. We meet from yagya after yagya, prayers after prayers, worship after worship. Sit down and forget the people in your life. Take this second for yourself. Take this moment for you and sit down and say, Ma, sometimes I quarrel plenty. Help me now, Ma, to calm down. Ma, sometimes maybe I'm hasty to situations. Help me, please. Maybe I don't know how to do it. Maybe it's a condition or a problem I don't even know about, and everybody always vexed because when I speak, they feel I'm arguing. Ma, help me fix that. Say, Ma, fix me. Help me to fix me. Don't wait for people to point fingers and have a problem, and then you hate everybody because you don't want nobody to tell you anything bad. Say, Maya, today I want you to help me fix me. Ma, help me fix the way I think. Help me fix my mind. Help me fix the things that I need fixing in my life, so that when I'm finished with my yajna, when I'm finished with every night of devotion, when I finish with Nauraatri, I'm a new person. I'm a new individual because I've learned from your grace and your blessing. तूने मुझको जग में भेजा In our katha, the king, he goes towards this Devi and he kneels down next to her. He puts down his bow and his quiver of arrows. And he says, Devi, you're crying in the forest. What is wrong? Speak to me. I will be a brother today to you. Even if you have family, I will be the closest person to you because I don't like to see people hurt. We live in a world today where people who are strangers are more family to us than our own family. We live in a world today where the closest people that you might think is close to you are the ones who are backstabbing you. Who are your family members? Adi Shankaracharya in Bhaja Govindam, he says, Kate kantaha kashte putraha. Who is your father? Who is your mother? Who is your sister? Who is your brother? Who is your friend? Because the people you claim to be a father and a brother and a sister and a friend, they are the ones stabbing you. People turn in today's world to a stranger and they feel more welcome in a family than the people in their own home and their own circle. Why is life like this? Take a moment to understand what our traits may be and what may be negative in our life and make the difference if you must. Because today, a king as a stranger sits and he says, Devi, tell me, why have you come to this dreadful forest by yourself, to sit down by yourself and cry? What is hurting you so much? Speak to me. Don't bottle up your situations in life, my friends. Speak to people sometimes. Speak in your home. Let it out. What is the problem? It is only you who can fix it. मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आओ, द्वार तुम्हारे आओ, हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरी मन ही मन शरमाओ, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर. It is said today, my dear friends, the king sits down and he asks now at that point, he would tell to her, he would look at her energy and emotions and he would ask her, what is wrong? Speak to me. And when she looks at him, she's still looking for that confirmation that I can relate to you, that I can connect with you and I can speak. And the tears are flowing and she's just crying. And then he stops and he says to her, do you know who I am? I am the king of this entire forest. I am the king of the kingdom not too far from here. I am the king of Ayodhya. And being the king, anything you want, you tell me. If somebody's giving you a problem, I can bring an army and destroy them right now. When we see people in trouble, our duty and nature should be to relieve their distress. That is being human. Being human means when you see people have a problem, you don't laugh at them and put more problem in their life. You don't add to it and push them down more. Being a godly person, when people have troubles, you help them. When Mahaviri Swami in Ram Kshetra Manas in Sundarkan, at the very first 5 and 6 verses of that beautiful chapter, it is said when Mahaviri Swami had entered and he spoke with Vibhishan, Vibhishan says, Pavanaputra, if I only tell you, the mother cries every day. Sita Devi, she cries. She's in pain. She doesn't eat. She just sits there. She's depressed. She's sad. She can't do anything in her life without her Lord Sri Ramachandra. Hanuman Baba heard everything in his mind. When he left at that point and he went searching for Devi and he climbed on a tree and he looked down and he saw the mother distressed. At that point he didn't wait. He took his gada, his mukdar, Jai Shri Ram! And he jumped off the tree and he came down with the ring and he says, Maya, I cannot bear. I heard your troubles. I saw your problems. And I am the Bhakt of Shri Ram. I cannot deal with it further. When I hear somebody's problem and I see it in action and I see that problem, as a devotee, I will come there and I will remove their distress. That is what a devotee does. It is only an asuric person. It is only a rakshasic person who adds to your trouble. It is only a person with the rakshasic qualities, the demonic qualities as we say. Only these type of people will add to your problems because a godly being helps. A godly person relieves your distress. When you see godly people, the minute you see them, you say, no, I feel nice. I see, oh God, thank God, I feel relief now. You ever hear people tell you that? If you never hear people tell you that, I wonder what they really do tell you. That's a trick question. Have anybody ever come up to you and say, oh God, thank God I see you, I feel so relieved? Because if they didn't tell you that, that means in their mind they will be saying, oh God, what he come here for? That trouble now. Be a person to walk in a room and lift people's energy and lift people's spirit. Be a person to walk in a room and uplift people with your energy and your words and who you are. That is what we're here for in the world. To support one another, not to pull down one another. Today, the king sits and he's asking her. He says, are you comfortable? Hear my words as a king. I will help you. And that woman, that Devi, looked at him and she starts to wipe the tears now. And when she's wiping the tears, it says, Prachanda Maharaj Kamini Karpanau. She looked at him as a Maharaj, as a king. And she says, okay, I will tell you my problem. Are Devi, tell me, batao. I will tell you my problem. There's a great rishi by the name of Sage Vishwamitra. I'm sure everybody here that name in our mind. Sage Vishwamitra is a bad sage. He said what? Sage Vishwamitra is a bad sage? How is he a bad sage? Right now, Sage Vishwamitra, he doesn't like me. And he's in the forest and he's praying that I suffer. So he stops for a second and he doesn't analyze everything. So this sage is praying so that you suffer. You know what? I will find him. You don't worry. I go find him. And he got up at that point and he starts to question more. He says, but why would the sage, a celestial being, a person who is supposed to detach from everything in the world, why will he pray for you to suffer? As a matter of fact, big question tonight. What do you pray for? Big question tonight. What do you pray for? According to Katha, the sage is praying for her to suffer. What do you pray for? You know, people come to me and people say, Pandit, you know what? I will tell you. I hate nobody now, but I pray one day. You ever hear that? I pray one day my prayers will be answered. And I pray that go happen. It will happen for sure. Watch me. I just pray hard. People ever tell you that? What are you supposed to be praying for? For blessings, for moksha, for liberation. What do we pray for instead? Bhagwan, I'm praying. You see that fella outside here? I beg you, God. You deal with him. What do you pray for? We grow up knowing you shouldn't ask for anything at all. Bhagwan knows your mind. He knows your heart. He knows what you want. He knows what is for you and what is not for you. He knows everything. He's omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. He's here, there, and... But yet we are asking. What we are asking? Not for blessings, you know. We are asking, Prabhu, make sure when you go along the road, he bonks, you know. Prabhu, make sure when you go to work, he get fired. Make sure when you go to work, he have a problem. What do you really pray for? Why do you pray? He says, but Devi, how is it that great sage is praying for you to have problems? She says, you don't know. I can't tell you the whole story, but I could tell you. Go in the forest, you'll see for yourself. Go deep in the forest. He's praying, and he's praying that problems will come in my life. He's praying, and the king is saying, but why is he praying for you to be in trouble? Sometimes we too have our problems. We find people looking at us or probably saying things about us, and we ask why. What am I doing wrong? Is there something I'm doing wrong? Is there something that I'm doing that people are hurt and they're bothered about it? Pancha baras ka bhola bhala, Pancha baras ka bhola bhala, ab to beeta baya. You know what it says? It says while we walk around the world, sometimes people hate us. Why? For no reason, no. Sometimes people are jealous of you. Why? For no reason. Sometimes people just want to be like you and they can't be like you. Sometimes people look at the things you have and maybe they don't have it and they wish to have it, and because they can't get it like you, I hate you. Get out of this mentality. When you live with trouble in your mind, trouble comes. You attract what you think. You attract what you are. You attract whatever you keep fostered in your mind. Start thinking positive. Start thinking good things. Stop thinking somebody doing you something. Stop thinking that somebody's going to hamper your life and you're going to die. Stop thinking that everybody watch you, something bad going to happen, and trust me, something going to happen. The only time I ever hear about that is when I was small and I was walking on my streets. And while walking, my uncle, I see he's in the back here. When you see you're growing up long time and you walk in, there was one lady who you call, how you call the ball of fire in this guy? Yeah, they well know. Sukunya. time I ever hear somebody watch you trouble go come is when that lady walking down the road and she watch you so. You book it in the night time. You get it marked. That is the only time. But get out of the mentality today that when people look at you, somebody going to do you bad. Get out of that zone. When you live in that zone, that's the only thing you will see every day. The moment people do something, you always find that something bad going to happen. If you bounce a big toe, hey, because he do that, you know, I know is he. Get out of the mentality. Start thinking godly thoughts. Start thinking divine thoughts. Start thinking Prabhu. Start taking blessings. Start thinking godliness. Every single day, we have an opportunity to change our mentality and our thinking. And if every day you think bad, bad will come. You will attract what you think. You will attract who you hang out with. You will attract the energy of the people you associate with. Start being a divine person. Remember that line? Benu sat sanga vivekarna hoy Rama kripa. Binu satsanga vivekana hoy. It's one of the most popular and common lines everybody know. Associate yourself with satsang. People who talking about God nice. People, not people who criticizing. Associate yourself with people who are talking about the scriptures and motivating and telling you how to become a better person and how to live your life and the secrets of living comfortable in the world. Associate yourself with those people, but not with the ones that will pull you down. The king is saying to her, why are you depressed for? Why are you taking on what he's doing? If he's praying, let him pray. As a king, he should be praying, or as a guru rather, Sage Vishwamitra should be praying to God to bless him, or he should be praying for guidance and some form of spiritual guidance in the world. He should be praying for you to have problems. Are you sure this is what he's doing? And she says to him, she says, I can tell you, what you see is not what he is. His patient level is not that good. When I approached him, for him to say or to sit at that point and to pray for my problems, something definitely isn't right. Friends, every one of us have a patient level. Not so? Not so? Because there comes a time if you push your luck, you will say, hey, my patience reaches the limit right now. Don't test my... Yeah. Every one of us have a limit. Listen. Benu sat sanga vivekarna hoy Rama kripa binu sulabana soy Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Everybody follow. With one voice, bole pyari. Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Very hands tonight. Bolo. Like Sage Vishwamitra who's praying, we've sacrificed. We dedicate ourselves to God for what? We fast for days. Sometimes people fast for 21 days. Sometimes people fast for 2 weeks. People fast and the day comes and Nauraatri comes, and while the day has approached and has arrived and every day we have to fast, you shouldn't get angry and get vexed and become disturbed. It starts here, internally, mentally. It starts with the peace of mind and then everything else externally, because what is on the inside will be shown outside. It starts with the internal cleansing, the internal process. What do you pray for? Why do you pray? What do you want when you pray? You shouldn't ask for anything. What do you really want in the world? No matter what you want, you never ask for it. If you go deeper into the essence of Devi Bhagavatam and you look into the blessings of Mother Lakshmi, half of the time people complain, you know what, we want money. Money not staying in my hand, they want money. I'll tell you the little secret there. Mother Lakshmi says, the day she came out of the ocean that was churned, she said when she came out, all the demons started to run her down. When she saw demons running her down, she started to run for her life. Why they were running her down? Because she's well. She ran for her life. When they stopped running her down and she stood up for a moment, the Devatas saw Mother Lakshmi and they say, hey, wealth, jewelry, money, gold, chariots, everything. The Devatas started to run her down. She started to run again. And then for a moment now she saw Lord Krishna sitting by himself and he was playing with the milky ocean with his foot. And she walked up to Prabhu Krishna and she says, Prabhu, can I join you? And the Lord looked at her and he says, but why you want to join me for? Look, all of them running you down. Look, they're running you down. I'm not running you down, you know. And Devi Mata says, well, that is why I want to stay by you. Because I will stay by the people who do not run me down. You got the hint there? When people complain about money not staying and happiness not staying and good things not staying in your home, you shouldn't run after the things in the world. Let it be. Have an amount of faith. Pray to God. God knows best. Don't ask. And when you pray, it will come to you. Money will come. Your home will become happy. Joy will come. But the minute you run it down, she gone. She won't stay there. Everything comes to those who wait. Good things come to those who are patient. Good things will come to those who will have faith in the Lord and just let it be. Because everything by His grace and His compassion. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. सबको श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय. Tomorrow night feed them first now. Put all the table from the beginning. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. In case you forget, Petri Paksh finish, eh? So all little zombie and the heaviness and everybody who feel a little all over the place, wake it up now. Gajananda Swami ki, Pawana Sudha Hanuman ki, Bajrangabali ki, Aaj Shakti Durga Mata ki. Everybody loudly. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali, Bhadra Kali Kapalani. Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Swadha Namostute. Om Dum Durgaya Namah Sarva Mangala Mangale Shive Sarvata Sadike Sharane Trambike Gauri Mata Narayani Namostute. Om Dum Durgaya Namah Om Dum Durgaya Namaha Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki. It is said the king sees and he hears of the pain of this Devi and then he says, okay, so sage Vishwamitra is giving you problems? Okay, no problem. As a king today, rest assured you will have no more problems. He got up and he left her. He says, go to my kingdom and anything you want, you ask for it. So she got up and she walked away. He picked up his bow, he picked up his quiver of arrows, and he started to walk now deeper into the forest. He's searching for the great sage. And while going deep and looking everywhere, he's looking for the sage. He couldn't find him. He came back out after a lengthy period. He gathered some of his army men. He gathered a few of his charioteers. And he sent them into the forest. And everybody's searching for the sage Vishwamitra. It is said very deep under the core of the dense forest, he starts to hear somebody chanting, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And then he hears the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. What is the Mahamrityunjaya mantra? How does it go again? I forget. You forget too? Trambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushte vardhanam urvarukameva bandhana mrityormokshiya mamrita. सबको बोलिए. Trambakam yajamahe vardhanam urvarukameva bandhana mrityormokshiya mamrita. Oh. And he heard the chanting of the mantra. So you know what he did? He went closer and he went closer. And when he moved some of the trees and the bushes in front of him, he saw Sage Vishwamitra sitting right there. Sage Vishwamitra is sitting and he's in meditative posture. He's chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Trambakam Yajamahe. And he walked up to him very quietly and he waited for the moment. And while he was walking, he was stepping on some of the dry grass and the branches and the trees, the leaves and so on that were there. Sage Vishwamitra heard, and immediately at a moment he opened his eyes because he heard somebody coming towards him. And when he opened, he saw the king there. He didn't say anything. The king looked at him and immediately he started speaking unjust to this great sage. He says, Great one, and he put his hands together. Firstly, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu. If I was the sage, I'd be gone. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And he approached him and he prostrated and he bowed. And he started asking the questions. Great sage, pranams, adorations, I touch your feet. Please bless me. And the sage blesses him. And as soon as the sage blesses him, he says, Great one, I am the king of this forested region. I am the king of Ayodhya. Today, what I've heard has turned my mind. Whatever you're praying for today to hurt that person that you're praying for, it is not worth it. I will tell you today as the king of the forest, please leave this part of the forest. You have come in my territory to pray to hurt someone, and prayer isn't meant to hurt anybody. Please leave. In the same way, I always tell people, when people come in your territory to hurt you, when people come around you with their energy and their aura to say hurtful things to destroy you, ask them to leave. We don't need it. We don't need anybody hurting us. One life to live. We don't need problems in our life. One life to live. When people come to break our spirit and break our confidence and break our energy, ask them to do what? Leave. I don't need it. He says, I am the king of this place and I pay all respect to you. But what you're doing is unjust. Please leave. And the sage looked, he didn't say a word. He just looked at him. And the king is pointing out, go from here. And the sage got up and he looked at him. He was in meditation and he had broken meditation. And he started walking away. And in his mind now he's starting to feel somewhat agitated and angry. But he won't say anything because he was praying and he doesn't want to disrupt his mind. So he gets up and he starts to walk away a little bit deeper into the forest. And while he's walking a little deeper into the forest, the king looks at him and he says, Please don't hate me for this. I respect you, but not in my forest and my territory. And the king, he starts to walk back in his direction. And there the guru walks deep into the forest. When the king starts walking back in his direction now, he realized for a moment that he hadn't come to this part of the forest in a long time. He felt as though he was lost. He felt confused. The afternoon was about to dawn and he wasn't sure where he was supposed to go. He started searching now. If he could see one of his men, he will know he will find his way back. But he felt as though he was lost. He felt lost and he felt confused for a moment. And he started to feel depressed. The afternoon came and he still haven't seen anyone. It says, Rajamam Badhityartam Vishwamitro Mahamuni Tapaha Karoti Yadromi Badhyartha Kaushiko Vani. Being lost in the forested path, he walked and he walked and he walked, and the night came and he couldn't find his way. He started calling out, is anybody there? Anybody from my kingdom? I am the great king. Nobody heard his plea and nobody heard his cry. The night has come, he's hungry, he's tired now. He's confused. He's starting to hallucinate a little in his mind because he's very tired and he wants to go back to his palace, but he couldn't find his way. He becomes hungry and thirsty and there's no direction that he could take. So at that point, he just kept walking and walking deeper into the forest. When night had fallen and the entire night is passing and he just kept walking, he sat down for a moment by a tree. And he felt as though he was hurt by himself because he had lost the direction. But nonetheless, his spirit is strong and confidence because all he did was try to help somebody. The path to helping somebody will never be an easy one. When you help somebody, know that the world may go against you sometimes. Because the reason of helping somebody is because probably the world was against them and now you're their friend. So what is going to happen? Now you also become the enemy. So you know what happens? He sat down there and he waited for the night to pass and he nodded away for a little bit. And then he waked up early in the morning, and when he woke up early in the morning, at that point, he felt as though he needed something to eat, but there was nothing. So he kept walking and he's just now saying, Prabhu, wherever you are in the world, I think I need something to eat or drink. Somebody please bring something to me because I can't find my way back. I feel lost. Do you feel lost sometimes? Do you feel lost sometimes in your world, in your life? We say sometimes, I have everything. I have a house, I have a car, I have a little money, I have something, but mentally, you're lost. What brings you happiness? What really makes you happy? Sometimes you see people have nothing and they're laughing more than me and you. And sometimes you see people have everything and all they're doing is crying and complaining. Don't be the person to complain. Appreciate what you have. Some people have nothing and they make life the best thing in the world. He has a whole kingdom. But look at him now. He sits in the forest by himself and not even food to eat. So you know what? He starts to walk, to listen now with his ear very carefully. I wonder if I will hear something. I'm a king. I'm a kshatriya. Maybe I will hear an animal. I'll be able to shoot. Maybe I'll hear water trickling somewhere. I'll be able to find a stream to drink something. And he's walking deeper. When suddenly now he hears the water trickling down. And he says, oh, now I'll find a spot where I'll be able to drink something. And while he goes deeper, listening to the sound, he comes upon a beautiful river, wonderful nadi. And he walks up to the nadi at that point. And when he sees the nadi, he decides now he will drink some water. So he just goes knee height and he took some water and he started drinking it and he quenched his thirst. And as soon as his thirst was quenched, he then said to himself, you know what? Now that I've quenched my thirst, now I think I'm good. I must now sit down for a moment and try to analyze where I must go back to because I'm lost and I'm confused. So he sat down and he closed his eyes. And for wisdom, who do you pray to? For knowledge, who do you pray to? Who do you pray to? Who do you pray to for knowledge? Yeah. Saraswati namostubhyam varade kamarupine vidyarambam karishyami siddhir bhavato me sada. When you are lost in your life, when you feel lost in your home, when you don't know who to talk to, when you feel confused in what you do, turn to Saraswati Mata. She will guide your thoughts. She will guide the way you think. She will guide your speech. She will allow you to say the right things. She will teach you and she will allow you to say what you need to say. Because she is Saraswati Mata, goddess of speech, goddess of the mind. Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Hari Kya baat Hari Sundari Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Hare Bole Sahitya Rasapani Sarasa Ulasini Sahitya Rasapani Sarasa Ulasini Sahitya Rasapani Sarasa Ulasini Kavidana Bhushini Kama Viluchani Kavidana Bhushini Kama Viluchani Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Shringara Rasapani Vani Girvani Shringara Rasapani Vani Girvani Shringara Rasapani Vani Girvani Shringara Rasapani Vani Girvani Sarvavira Rasapani Sarasa Ulasini Sarvavira Rasapani Sarasa Ulasini Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Jai Ho Hare Bole Sangeeta Narapriya Naratanumai Sangeeta Narapriya Naratanumai Sangeeta Narapriya Naratanumai Ratnahara Shobhini Raje Vilochani Ratnahara Shobhini Raje Vilochani Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Hey Maiya It is said he sat down right there as it is. And he said after drinking water, he started to pray to the Mother Maya, please guide my mind and my thoughts in the right direction. On the other hand, sage Vishwamitra had gone deeper into the forest. And when he had gone deeper, he met with Guru Vashishta in an ashram. And while Guru Vashishta and Vishwamitra, they were conversating with one another. Vishwamitra, that great sage, he says to Guru Vashishta, he says, I cannot understand why the king of the forest had to come and move me away and to run me from his entire forest, from the dense forest in itself. He says, you know what? I don't know if I'll take the advice, but I will destroy him for his ego and for his anger when somebody prays. That is why we say when people praying are not supposed to disturb them. I was praying and he came to disturb me. He didn't ask the question. He didn't ask what I was praying for. He didn't think for a second that I may be praying for liberation or for moksha. He came and he just started to accuse me. So you know what? I will do back for him now. And at that point, sage Vishwamitra, he stepped outside. And there he stood on one foot and he put his hands together. And he started to say a prayer. And while chanting that mantra in his mind, he started to form through the elements of the universe a terrible Rakshasa. A Rakshasa, a personality that he will send to destroy the king. And this is what he does. Amba Bhavani Sharade, Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade, 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 Amba Bhavani Sharade, Jagadamba Bhavani Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Saraswati Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Amba Bhavani Sharade Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade Bhavani Sharade, Jagadamba Bhavani Sharade, Sharade, Amba Sharade, Ma 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 Sharade, Ma Sharade. Ya Kundendu Tusharahar Dhavala, Ya Shubhravasta Vrita, Ya Veena Varadanda Manitakada, Ya Shveta Paramasana, Ya Brahmachuta Shankara Prabhitivihi, Devai Sada Vandita, Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati, Nishesha Jajapaha, Om Shri Saraswati Namaha, Om Shri Saraswati Namaha, Om Shri Saraswati Namaha, Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki jai, Aaj Shakti Durga Bhavani Mata ki. It is said, Bhaktas, it is at this point in our scripture where the king is sitting down by himself and he's wondering now what to do, what next, how to go back to my home, and he's lost, but he closes his eyes and he prays to Saraswati Mata. And when he invokes Saraswati Devi, Saraswati Mata is about to give him the knowledge and the wisdom, but at the same time, sage Vishwamitra was praying, and out of thin air, out of the elements, he started forming now a Kritya in his skies. All because he wanted to destroy this king who had disturbed him. Out of the little anger that he had, he tried to destroy this king. The anger that we have will not only destroy the people around us, it will destroy you one day too. Anger doesn't destroy the people around you, it destroys you. The anger that he had was to destroy the king, but in turn, it was growing inside him, and even though he was a holy person, a saint, the anger was starting to destroy his peace of mind and his tranquility. Today, while the king sat down and was concentrating, all of a sudden now it is said when Vishwamitra, the guru, when he formed a beast in the air, the beast turned with that divine energy into a wild boar. And he sent that boar towards the king. The king sat there praying, Om Shri Saraswati Namaha, Om Shri Saraswati Namaha, Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. When suddenly now, he starts to hear now the footsteps of an animal trampling through the forest. And he's wondering who it is. So he picked up his bow and he picked up his quiver of arrows and he started to mount it together just in case. And then suddenly now he sees out of the forest a wild boar dashes out. And as soon as he comes out, targeting the king, he starts heading towards the king to destroy him. The king looked at this boar and he decided that he will show this boar how powerful he is. He had water, he had a proper little rest, and he's strong now. So he picked up his arrows, and when he picked up the arrows, he mounted it and he aimed at the boar. But with every shot that he would hit, he would miss. because the boar was fast and it was quick. Fighting the boar. It is said again and again, hours will pass and the king will become tired at one point. But then the boar decided to jump over the king, and as soon as he jumped over the king managed to take an arrow and to simply touch at the heart of that boar, stripping him down with a line. But the boar didn't die. The boar dropped on the ground, and the moment he dropped, the king said, "You know what, you came for me, I will kill you, don't worry." And he started to run down the boar, and while he's running down the boar, he doesn't realize he's going deeper and deeper. He's already lost, but the boy is taking him deeper and deeper into the forest. Like we say, friends will take you and never bring you back. People and enemies will take you to a dark zone and they will never bring you back. Be careful of the enemies in your life. They will come close to you to befriend you, and they will take you to the dark spots to destroy you. Today, while he's been led deeper into the forest, he's confused more than anything. Another night dawns and the place has become dark, and he's still searching for the boar, but he couldn't find any trace of the boar. The boar has disappeared. And while the boar has disappeared, he reached another river, and the river is flowing now, and he stops panting for air. He's panting for something to drink, and he goes and he dashes down into the water, and he grabs a handful of water and he places it in his mouth. And when the water enters his body now, he feels relieved and he feels comfortable. And suddenly now, from in the bushes, it is said sage Vishwamitra, not to reveal himself, he turned into a different Brahmana form. And he came out of the forest, and he saw now the king there lying down tired, as he had now drank the water. He says, "Raja, you're here in this deep forest?" And the king heard a voice, and he jumped up and he looked and he said, "Who is here? Kaun hai?" And when he saw him, it is said, he saw a guru in front of him in a guru form, and he walked up to him and he prostrated and he says, "Gurudev, I am lost. Please show me my way back home. I've been running after a boar, but the boar disappeared. Otherwise, I would have killed him. And I'm lost now. Please show me my way." And the Brahmana person turned to him now, who is Vishwamitra in that form. And he says, "But today you've come to an auspicious spot. Anybody who's lucky to be in an auspicious spot, you don't waste that time. You went and you drank water. That water is good to drink, yes, but it is also auspicious to make offering. Tarpan, thank your ancestors you're alive today. Thank your forefathers that you have what you have. You have kingdom, you have everything. Thank your forefathers." And he says, "Is such hai? Is it true? I'm in an auspicious spot. Well, then tell me what to do if this place is holy." And then the Brahmana says, "This is a holy spot. Go to the water, take some water in your hand and offer tarpan with it. Say prayer and offer to your ancestors." How many people offer tarpan for Pitri Paksh? Nice. What to the rest of you? Next time we gotta teach you early. Pitri Paksh was an auspicious time to offer tarpan. Anybody could offer. People grow up thinking, well, if I start, that means I have to do it for the rest of my life. No, it's something good to do. You don't have to always do it. It's something good to do. The more you do it, what you do for the world comes back to you. What you do for the people around you, the ancestors, it comes back to you. When you give an offering, the day you die, and nobody come to give an offering, you get back what you give. What you give is what you will get. You don't have to, but it is very powerful too. Whenever you get an opportunity to offer tarpan, embrace that opportunity. That is a blessing. Today, the king says, "So I'm in an auspicious spot. So what to do, Gurudev? Tell me." And the guru says, "Well, listen, this is what I'll tell you. First, go back to the water. Take some water in your hands. Offer tarpan." So he goes, picks up the water, he makes the offering tarpan. After he makes the offering and he comes back and he sits down now, the Brahmana says to him, he says, "Now that you've made tarpan, you have to do now sadhana, do devotion, do seva now. You want to cleanse yourself? Well, I'll tell you, in any auspicious thing that you do, when you go to a holy spot, this is how it works. The book says it. I didn't say it. When you go to a holy spot, you perform some action to get your merits and to get your blessing. You do some form of seva. I'm not saying because I'm telling you come in the mandir and help them pee in the mandir and clean the mandir. Any yajna you go, take part in something. If it's just to carry a little flowers to offer, if it's to help them do something in the function in itself, whatever it is. When you go to holy places, you're lucky to just be there. Get active to burn the karma. Do something so you burn the karma. Work your hands. Work the energy, not the mouth. Work your hands. Work the energy so you could burn the karma. The Guru is saying to him, you need to do seva, do japa, do tapasya. Do you remember that bhajan? Japa tapasadhana kachu nahi lagata. Japa tapasadhana kachu nahi lagata. Karachata nahi gatari. Karachata nahi gatari. Bajore bhaiya Rama Govinda Hari. He says, this is what you do. Sit down and do japa and tapa, do some sadhana. And now the Brahmana is sitting there to look at him. And he sits down and he starts to do japa. But you know who he prays to? Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Maya, his Ma, Divine Mother. We are blessed tonight. I feel lucky sitting here because a few days from now, Devi going where? Back to her resources, back to the earth, back to Mother Earth, back to Dharti Mata, back to becoming one to the elements of the universe. She's made out of the earth and she will go back to the earth. So embrace her. We are in a lucky spot. We are in a holy spot. While we are here, do something good to get that blessing. Sing and chant and receive your darshan. Do japa, do meditation. Do something good, my friends, because what goes around comes around. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Durga Bhavani Ma. And he starts to pray. And while he's praying, the Guru says, now, you've offered tarpan, you're doing japa, you're doing meditation. Well, when you finish, prepare yourself because you want to get blessings and you want to go back. I'll tell you your direction home, but you must complete your worship. To complete your worship, you are in the holy spot. Pray, japa, meditation, do seva. You could squeeze my foot a little bit. That's what he says. Not mine, sir. The Guru. He says you will squeeze my foot a little bit. And after you squeeze my foot, you'll give me Guru Dakshana. And then I'll tell you where to go. And he listens and he says, you know what? I want to find my way. And I am lucky to find a Guru to advise me, to tell me. So I'm going to listen. So this is what he does. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Durga Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Durga Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Durga Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Durga Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Durga Bhavani Ma. Hari. Bari hands tonight. Bolo. Hare bole. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Durga Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. Jai Jai Durga Bhavani. It is at that point when he sits there and he starts to perform his meditation. He prays for some time. He wakes up. He squeezes the feet of the Guru. And after squeezing the feet, Vishwamitra is laughing in his mind. Be careful of the people you hold close to you, like we say. Vishwamitra laughing in his mind. One day you run me in your forest and today you want to squeeze my foot, right? But don't worry, I will have something coming for you now. All this was a part of a trick. And sage Vishwamitra is waiting now. You came to me one day in the forest, and because you feel you want to help somebody, you stand up and say, I am the king and I own this whole forest and I own a whole kingdom. Today I'll get the chance to teach you a lesson now. And sage Vishwamitra in this Brahmana form, he waits. His foot is getting squeezed. And after he's getting the massage, as we squeeze, as we say, then now he says, Raja, now you need to give me Guru Dakshana. He says, Brahmana, you name it, I have it all. I have everything. I have palace, kingdom, chariot, jewelry, money, gold. You name it. What do you want? Tell me, Brahmana. And the Brahmana is about to speak. And he says, listen, I don't want to ask so much, but I have a son. And my son, he's about to get married. And I have no money to do the wedding. Can you help me do the wedding? And he looked at the Brahmana, the king looked at the Brahmana, he says, that's all? No problem. What do you want? You tell me. Whatever it is, you tell me, I'll do it. And behind the bushes, he is sage Vishwamitra. He is a scholar. It is said he closes his eyes and he materializes now a little boy. The boy is about 14 years old. And he materializes a woman. They are not real, they are Maya. And he allows them to come out from the bushes and he says, look, that's my wife and my child. My son needs to get married, but we don't have much. And the king says, I give you my word. Whatever you need, I will give it. I promise you that. Be careful what you promise people. I promise you I will take care of everything. And the sage says, okay. So then, take care of the entire wedding. I'll tell you where to go. You must take this path and you must travel this way and you will go down that direction. And this is what is happening. When you reach there, you will find your way back to your kingdom. When you get there, I will meet you tomorrow morning and you will make preparations to ensure that my son's wedding is taken care of. That is the deal. And all is said and done. And the king says, well, thank God, well, now I can go back to my palace and life will be comfortable. Jai Ambe Ma. Bolo. And he pays his pranams and he says, tomorrow you come, I will give you everything. And he turns away and he leaves to go back to his kingdom. And he follows the path. And when he follows the path, he will reach, he will see his palace and he will say in his mind, Jai Ambe Ma, I reach my place now. He has reached his place and he goes to his wife and he says to her, listen, I was lost, but I met a Brahmana and the Brahmana helped me to find my way. I owe him everything that I can. He's coming tomorrow and his son will become married and I will help him. He says, Dolahin, we will give whatever he needs and whatever he wants. Make sure the wedding will be the best and the grandest of wedding that can be done. He goes to sleep that night and he feels happy because he has it all and he can give it all. And the next morning is about to dawn. And he's waiting patiently. He gathers chariots. He gets jewels. He gets decorations. He gets everybody standing with everything in their hands. And he's waiting for the Brahmana to come with his family. And the Brahmana will come. But tomorrow night we will continue with what happens to the Brahmana unto the King, because something powerful will take place. A whole change of events will happen, but you have to come tomorrow night to enjoy. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Let us all stand, my dear friends. We have our Purnahuti, we have our final arti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Sarvam Vai Purnagam Swaha Sarvatarta Samayuktam Sughanim Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Edattam Grinam Sarvantu Mangalamata Achmanyam Samarpayami Om Shiramagnebhyo Namo Namaha. We take a flower. Vanaspati Rasovotu Gandhadi Gandutama Arya Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Pratikartam Dhupoyam Samarpayami Om Shiramagnebhyo Namo Namaha. Everybody extend your arms, take blessings of Agni. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudatvaja Mangalam Pundarikaksha Mangalaitano Hari. Agni Devata ki jai. Suno meri Devi पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया जय हो अरे सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी पारस पारे ध्वजा नारियल पारस पारे ध्वजा नारियल पारस पारे ध्वजा नारियल ले तेरे बेत चराया ले तेरे बेत चराया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे केसर तिलक लगाया केसर तिलक लगाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे शंकर जान लगाया शंकर जान लगाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया सोने का छत्र चराया सोने का छत्र चराया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती मोहन भोग लगाया मोहन भोग लगाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी धनु भगतमय तेरे गुण गाये धनु भगतमय तेरे गुण गाये माता दी, जय 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 माता दी, ज्ञान से बोलो जय माता दी, जय माता दी, प्रेम से बोलो जय माता दी, जय माता दी, मिलकर बोलो जय माता दी, 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 जगदम्बा देवी माता की जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे जय पाप विनाशी बहुपालदे जय शुंभानि शुंभा कपालधरे प्रणमामि तु देवी नराति हरे जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे जय पाप विनाशिनी बहुफलदे जय शुंभानि शुंभा कपालधरे प्रणमामि तु देवी नराति हरे जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम शिव वृंदावन में हरिलाल की उमापति महादेव की जगदम्बा देवी माता की सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय 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 सीताराम जय माता दी आसन लीजिए सब लोग let us all take our seats as we do take our seats we have concluded our first night of devotion as we conclude once more we assure you all tomorrow we will be here promptly at 7 to begin our devotion we do apologize once more for the late start tonight at this time before we do come to the end remember to partake of your arati prasad meals are being prepared for each and everyone so please do partake we would like to have a wonderful dance at this time by Dana let me invite you to come to the front to give us a beautiful dance as we end this divine night the first night of devotion at this beautiful mandir jai mata di